honored to introduce our keynote speaker and guest of honor today. Mayor Steve Jones was born and raised in Garden Grove Hospital. He's a product of our Garden Grove Unified School District public school system. He and his wife, Manny, they're proudly raising their two sons, Jaden and Ashton, right here in the same community where he has lived since birth. After graduating from Rancho Alamitos High School, Mayor Jones continued his studies abroad by attending King's College, Cambridge University in England. Returning to the States, he received both his bachelor and MBA degrees from the University of Southern California with a dual emphasis in finance and real estate, graduating with high honors, of course. Mayor Jones served for 8 years on the Garden Grove Planning Commission with several terms as chair and 10 on the City Council prior to becoming mayor in 2016. He is past president and current board member for the Garden Grove Community Foundation. He also currently serves as board member for the Orange County Transportation Authority and the Orange County Sanitation District. He's been an active member of the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce since 1999. Wow, I hope he partied that year too. In his professional life, he is the founder and president of Olympia Capital Corporation, a privately held asset management company founded in 2001. This is a lot, you guys. That's why I have to read it. I'm sorry. He's amazing. I don't want to miss anything. His community goal is to remain open and accessible to the public and play a unifying role among fellow council members and other community leaders in order to facilitate consensus on what action should be implemented to keep Garden Grove a great place to live, work, and play. So as mayor, he championed the Reimagine Garden Grove rebranding campaign, and it's been such a success. It's yielded several hugely successful open streets events, several public art installations, a major music festival, Steelcraft Garden Grove, the Medal of Honor bike and pedestrian trail, and other significant projects in the downtown area. I've worked in Garden Grove for 20 years as of this August, and I have never seen this city as wonderful as when Steve became mayor. Mayor Jones, Mayor Steve Jones sees Garden Grove as a microcosm of the global economy, setting an example for how all cities should celebrate the richness of cultural diversity and find strength in community peace and harmony. And I am so proud and honored to introduce and give the stage now to our wonderful family, friend, and leader, Mayor Steve Jones.
Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Doesn't it feel great to be back together again in person? I have a lot to share with you today, but before I get started, I'd like to welcome Garden Grove's very own Charade Dance Academy, here to perform Better Together. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Together. place that we can go if we're willing to grow. Ooh, only limit is the sky. Gotta hold your head up high. Shine your light. Shine your light. We're better together. Yes, we are. All around the world we are one. We're better together. Going higher. Going higher, higher. 'Cause together we're just enough. We're better together. Going higher, going higher, higher.
Thank you, Charade Dance Academy, for that outstanding performance. This year, along with thanking the Garden Grove Chamber of Commerce for coordinating the annual address, I'd like to congratulate and thank Cindy Spindle, outgoing Garden Grove Chamber President and CEO, on her recent retirement and outstanding years of service to our local businesses. I'm happy to know that she's already enjoying her retirement. Where's Cindy? Or is she gone? She's already enjoying her retirement. I'd also like to take a moment to introduce some very special people in the audience, starting with my beautiful wife, Manavani, and our two handsome, smart, and compassionate sons, Jaden and Ashton. I would also like to acknowledge the world's cutest mayor for the day, Reagan Pingdara. La Palma Council member Marshall Goodman, aka Ross MG from Sublime and the Long Beach Dub All-Stars. Thanks for being here. And Bradley Mayo, aka Nomadic. Thanks for coming. Over the last year, our city has been on a winding road to recovery. We've made significant progress to put the pandemic behind us, but our destination still lies ahead. During this time, Garden Grove's focus has been on ensuring a safe and sound passage. For us, it's all about the journey that begins with healing and strengthening our minds and bodies, and celebrating our extraordinary spirit of community. Key to successfully accomplishing this meaningful journey is the incredible support of my Garden Grove City Council colleagues, who have been personally committed to our community's return to health and well-being. My deepest thanks to Mayor Pro Tem, District 3, Deidre Tuhawin. Where is she? Councilmember, District 1, George Breitigam III. Councilmember, District 2, John O'Neill. Councilmember, District 5, Stephanie Klopfenstein. Councilmember, District 4, Patrick Fatboui. And Councilmember, District 6, the birthday girl herself, Kim Bernice Wint. My thanks as well to our city management team for leading city operations that provide programs, services, and resources vital to achieving a successful recovery. City Manager Scott Stiles. Assistant City Manager Maria Stipe. Assistant City Manager and Community and Economic Development Director Lisa Kim. Police Chief Tom DeRay. Orange County Fire Authority Division Chief Ron Roberts. Community Services Director John Montanchez. Finance Director Patricia Song. Human Resources Director Laura Stover. Information Technology Director Anand Rao. And Public Works Director Bill Murray. Prior to the pandemic, 1 in 10 adults in the United States reported having symptoms of anxiety or depression. In the early part of the pandemic, that number rose to 4 in 10. While some issues associated with the pandemic, such as social restrictions and rising unemployment, have been overcome, many mental health professionals agree that the deeper impacts of COVID-19 could remain for a very long time. Realizing the importance of providing more accessible and responsive mental health services to all members of the community, particularly to the more vulnerable homeless population, the city launched the Be Well OC in Garden Grove Mobile Response Team. Let's learn more about this unique program and that big blue van.
Garden Grove Police.
Hi, there's a homeless individual talking to himself, walking back and forth.
Unit Hope 1, copy your MCT protocol.
Hope 1, copy.
A disoriented homeless man in a Garden Grove park, perhaps struggling with a mental health issue or intoxicated. It's a call Garden Grove police get thousands of times every year.
Yeah, where are you from?
But now the city has a new partnership to help people in need, free up the police, and benefit the entire city. With Be Well OC in Garden Grove, a mobile mental health response team that intervenes in these kinds of nonviolent situations instead of police.
Yeah, cool. I'll help you up.
Mobile response teams are called to a scene of crisis. A team of 2 counselors provide immediate intervention, working to calm or diffuse whatever the problem happens to be. Homelessness, substance abuse, suicide prevention, and more. They can even transport those who need additional help to Be Well OC's wellness campus in the city of Orange.
So with that, we would have a 24-hour bed that he can use with resources such as water, coffee, food, shower, hot meal. And after that, we would connect him and outsource him with other resources such as, potential housing. We also have rehabs, we have substance abuse help, all of that.
In the very rare event situations turn violent, the Be Well OC team can radio police for help.
15-minute ride.
More than 20% of calls for service to Garden Grove Police, about 14,000 a year, involve homelessness or mental health issues, which the police chief told the city council is not the expertise of his officers.
Our officers are asked to be mental health professionals when they are trained police officers who handle public safety issues. So having this type of professionals that can come in and actually handle some of these nonviolent calls we can take off our plate is going to be a benefit.
The chief spoke in support of Be Well OC just before the city council voted to approve a $1.3 million 18-month pilot program that launched in late 2021.
One of the challenges facing our police department is managing capacity and volume. The opportunity to advance an innovative program through a specialized mobile response team that's comprised of trained crisis counselors will free up time for our officers to fight crime and focus on the work that they are trained to do.
That was awesome. What went well?
Be Well OC and Garden Grove team members training here at Gatoski Park are staffed to reflect the diversity of our city.
Chúng tôi nghĩ là mình có thể giúp chú được. We can help you.
And its multiple languages.
I just enjoy helping people. I really do. That's what drives me.
We're not there to judge them. We're not there to push any agenda. We're just there to help them figure out the resources within themselves and within their community to solve the current crisis that they're in.
Along with helping people in need and lightening the load for Garden Grove Police, Be Well OC in Garden Grove is all about helping you.
The Be Well mobile response team will be able to provide the right service at the right time and be there to meet your needs.
The result, it's hoped, is a safer and healthier city for everyone.
Since the program's inception, the team has responded to a total of 1,200 calls for service. 85% of the calls did not require patients to be transported to other services, and 56% of the calls did not require involvement from the police department. My deepest appreciation to Police Chief Tom DeRay and Community and Economic Development Director Lisa Kim for introducing this wonderful program to our city. Thank you. The BWOC and Garden Grove Mobile Response Team and other services geared to assist individuals experiencing homelessness, often associated with mental health, are part of the city's comprehensive strategic plan to address homelessness. The plan outlines the city's longstanding efforts to reduce homelessness by creating a 5-year roadmap for solving short and long-term impacts of the pandemic and identifying alternative solutions to end homelessness. During the last quarter alone, the city allocated over $1.3 million to provide programs and services to more than 16,000 individuals experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless. One of the strategic actions outlined in the 5-year plan is the development of a navigation center. A navigation center is a referral-based temporary shelter that helps individuals experiencing homelessness regain stability, connect to essential support services, and access stable and permanent housing options. The Garden Grove City Council recently approved a memorandum of understanding with the cities of Fountain Valley and Westminster as a first step towards exploring the development of a future navigation center in our city. My thanks to my colleagues from Fountain Valley and Westminster for being here today. Please rise, Fountain Valley and Westminster Council members. Patrick Harper, thanks. To find out more about the city's current and future efforts directed towards homelessness, please visit ggcity.org/endhomelessness. Staying physically healthy and fit at the height of the pandemic posed difficult challenges for us all, but spurred an amazing trend towards health consciousness in our daily routines that Garden Grove has helped provide. At the start of 2022, Garden Grove celebrated the grand opening of our first Sprouts Farmers Market at Pavilion Plaza West on Chapman Avenue. This healthy grocer inspires wellness by focusing on wholesome, innovative products that offer organic, plant-based, and gluten-free ingredients. Take a closer look at how we're all about eating good in the neighborhood.
3, 2, 1.
The ribbon is cut and customers are walking in. The former Vaughn's Pavilions remained vacant for years, but now it's given new life with a brand new local Sprouts Farmers Market at Pavilion Plaza West.
We're getting a lot. We're so glad you opened. Thank you for coming here. We needed this, and now I don't have to drive to Seal Beach, or I don't have to drive to Fullerton. There's a lot of people who are really glad to have a Sprouts local.
And that enthusiasm extends to the 120 employees, many of whom are Garden Grove residents.
I'm a mile from home, so my commute is 5 minutes instead of 25 or 30 where it was before. So it's been great, and the community has just really been excited to have Sprouts in the area.
I love working close to home. This is kind of my dream job, finally.
Former Magnolia School District teacher Lindy Monhay also enjoys learning from her coworkers at the brand new 23,000 square foot store on Chapman near Brookhurst.
I'm a teacher. I love being educated, and everyone in the store is an educator.
One thing that sets Sprouts apart from most other stores is this huge vitamin and supplement department, where I was able to learn a thing or two about healthy living.
I'm just passionate in general about health and wellness, and I just want everyone to feel better and be their best. It's always been kind of my goal for myself. I want to pass on the knowledge to everyone else. I've always just wanted to help people.
And as a customer, you can take a walk down each aisle to find everything from fresh produce, meat, a sushi bar, and of course, employees that are happy to see you.
Did you find everything okay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just to see every day all the guests that come in here and give us the awesome feedback of how we're making their day, how they love the store. It's beautiful. It makes me feel really good inside. It feels like I have a purpose.
Other businesses coming soon to Pavilion Plaza West include The Habit, Jersey Mike's, and ULTA Beauty. In 2020, dozens of water wells throughout Orange County, including Garden Grove, were temporarily shut down after the state of California lowered the response level advisories for chemicals that make up PFAS. PFAS are a group of man-made chemicals used for over 70 years in a variety of industries worldwide that, due to their prolonged use, are being detected in water sources across the United States. To ensure that the city's water supply remains safe, reliable, and above drinking water standards, the City of Garden Grove, in collaboration with the Orange County Water District, became one of the first cities in Orange County to operate a PFAS treatment facility. West Haven Well 21 is the first of 4 upcoming treatment plants in Garden Grove, with a second facility now at Hastur Basin that filters PFAS from the groundwater. Kudos to Public Works Director Bill Murray and his water services team. As more and more people are taking to the great outdoors to relax, exercise, and enjoy many of the amenities that were restricted during the pandemic, the city placed heightened efforts on obtaining grant funding to improve what our local parks have to offer. These include a $6 million grant by the California Department of Parks and Recreation from Proposition 68 for Woodbury Park to install a new walking trail, outdoor fitness equipment, recreational swimming pool, 2 playground areas, picnic shelters, a skate spot, basketball courts, and more. Good job, Kimwin. A Proposition 68 per capita grant for new playground and picnic shelter at Magnolia Park. Congratulations to District 2 Councilmember John O'Neill. $1 million from Senator Luke Correa's relief funds for improvements to Hastur Park, Jardín de los Niños, and West Haven Park. Special thanks to District 6 Councilmember Kim Wynn for making that happen. And a $1.3 million Garden Grove Park playground and picnic shelter improvement project currently in the works, funded by Community Development Block Grant and Park Fee funds. Great news for Mayor Pro Tem Deidre Tu Ha Nguyen. My huge thanks also to Community Services Director John Montanchez, Community Services Manager Janet Pelayo, and the Community Services Department for their efforts. Despite the difficult times we faced, our best defense against the pandemic has been our spirit of community. It's our energizing life force that's kept us united, inspired, compassionate, positive, and enthusiastic, and deepened our love for this very special city. One way we celebrated our spirit of community was through the Garden Grove Strong Heroes recognition. Approximately 40 individuals from each of our city districts, nominated by the community for their selfless actions during the pandemic, were honored by the Garden Grove City Council. Among the honorees' heroic acts of service were donating and distributing meals, PPE, and personal care products to the community, providing emergency child care for essential workers, and volunteering at COVID-19 testing and vaccination clinics. It was a privilege to recognize these community heroes. Shout out to Nailing It for America, Bracken's Kitchen, Operation Be Kind, Patty Whitcomb, and so many others. On a more somber note, another Garden Grove hero who personified the meaning of community spirit, like his fallen 5 police brothers who came before him, was Police Lieutenant John Reynolds. During this year's Garden Grove Police Department Call to Duty Memorial, Garden Grove honored Lieutenant Reynolds with the unveiling of his memorial plaque. His profound spirit, along with that of Sergeant Myron L. Trapp, Officer Andy Reese, Officer Donald F. Reed, Officer Michael Rainford, and Master Officer Howard Dallies Jr. will live forever in the minds and hearts of our community. This year marked the long-awaited return of the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival and Parade. As with all other strawberry festivals, credit for Garden Grove's largest and most iconic community event deservedly goes to the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival Foundation. What a great way to showcase Garden Grove's unwavering spirit of community and hometown pride. But before we celebrated strawberries, we celebrated open streets. This year also marked the highly anticipated return of our reimagined Garden Grove Open Streets event. Thousands of attendees left their cars at home to walk, bike, and ride 2.2 miles of open Garden Grove roads, enjoy family activities, and even watch some great lucha libre. Take a look.
Hi everyone, I'm Brianna Greenup, and I'm here in downtown Garden Grove. You might be wondering why I'm wearing roller skates. It's because Open Streets 2022 is back. So roll with me because I'm going to take you on a 2-mile journey without a car in sight. So let's get skating. This journey will take us through a variety of experiences and give you an exclusive view from up above. Our first stop is hard to miss. This one is really going to floor you. Right in one of Garden Grove's busiest intersections, Lucha Libre. Talk about reimagining Garden Grove.
One of the coolest things I've ever seen is a wrestling match in the middle of the intersection, a major intersection.
From there, Open Streets takes reimagining Garden Grove to the next level.
Go, 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 go!
From a rock climbing wall, pump track, giant slide, and even a fan favorite.
I like the Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel.
And talk about seeing Garden Grove from a different view.
In a nutshell, Reimagine Open Streets is kind of a one-day pop-up event to show what downtown Garden Grove could look like all day, every day at some point in the future.
Taking away cars and shutting down streets ties into Reimagine Garden Grove's mission to revitalize downtown. And it certainly has tapped into the imagination of those attending.
I think it's good that they shut the streets down. They should maybe even shut Main Street down more often for events like this.
But also make new discoveries.
For me personally, I didn't even know that there was this whole bike trail. I didn't know it at all, and I live really close. I didn't know that this was here until I walked down the whole thing. It looks really cool.
I didn't realize how many families and what a nice neighborhood we lived in until today.
The unveiling of this 20 by 13 mural of a red car trolley takes us back to the days when these cars traveled through this part of the city. The train helped the city grow to what it is today. Local businesses also grew. Good Shot Archery is one Garden Grove business showing Open Streets visitors how to score a bull's eye.
It's just nice to be in the community and work with the community and have people come out. And, it's good for the shop, too.
I can tell you that from past Open Streets events, we've attracted some economic development like Steelcraft and cottage industries that came because they saw us doing these events. So it's working, people are coming out, they seem to love the events, and the aftermath is kind of a multiplier effect of new businesses popping up in this area.
Local Garden Grove business, Old Grove Auto, even brought out some old cars that allowed people to bring out their inner artist. And there's plenty of art to view also, including Art in the Park and First Impressions, a stellar exhibit of art from Garden Grove Unified School District students. And lots of people came by to walk through the gallery. For those into art of the musical kind, you could walk over to Garden Amp. Or head downtown to Main Street to get a taste of specialty drinks and eats. And you don't have to wait for the next Open Streets to have a good time. Come on over and explore everything Garden Grove has to offer.
Huge thanks to District 4 Councilmember Patrick Fatbowie for hosting a significant part of that route. Also, big thanks to Martine Marin, World Power Wrestling Lucha Libre. At last year's State of the City, I talked about economic forecasters predicting that California's post-pandemic economy would rebound at a euphoric pace. However, the leisure and hospitality sectors were expected to lag. After taking a brutal $28 million loss in transient occupancy tax due to a 70% drop in tourism during the pandemic, our TOT is starting to show steady increases, marking a return of tourism in Southern California. While our TOT numbers are not yet at pre-pandemic levels, May's numbers were the highest we've seen for that month in the last 5 years. Our TOT estimate for the fiscal year 2021-2022 is expected to come in at around $22.5 million. Recently, the city received the remaining half of its $48 million American Rescue Plan Act allocation, needed for capital improvement projects that were delayed due to financial losses from the pandemic. These projects will include major infrastructure and facility improvements. Hats off to Finance Director Patricia Song and her outstanding finance team for their tremendous work and financial expertise. Hand in hand with our financial wellness is economic development. Most of our current development projects experienced little interruption from the pandemic and continued to move closer towards accomplishing significant milestones. For example, a top-of-the-line Le Méridien by Marriott and Kimpton Hotel are anticipated to break ground on a 4.3-acre site in the Grove District Anaheim Resort later this year. Nearby, plans move forward for a Nickelodeon resort, while the Great Wolf Lodge is remodeling 100 of its non-themed rooms into Wolf Den family suites. Also in the resort area, Raising Cane's is now open for business. On Harbor Boulevard, south of the 22 freeway, the Home 2 Suites by Hilton, offering a saltwater pool, is slated to open this summer. On the south side of Garden Grove Boulevard near Brookhurst Street, Garden Brook Senior Village is nearly complete, with a grand opening coming very soon. And on the north side, our largest mixed-use project, Brookhurst Place, will enter its next development phase, offering 120 apartment homes. At the northeast corner of Brookhurst Street and Garden Grove Boulevard is the future site of a proposed 50-unit residential development with nearly 19,000 square feet of medical office and retail space. My congratulations to Dr. Michael Dow, and thanks for all of your philanthropy within our community. In West Garden Grove, Phase 2 of the West Grove Center includes the renovation of a bowling alley, the addition of a Starbucks, and other retail and restaurants. Nearby, Valley View Center is ready to welcome new tenants, along with the renovation of the former Coco site for a new restaurant, Estrada's Grill. Huge compliments to District 1 Councilmember George Brigham. And today, I have the pleasure of announcing the first tenants of Cottage Industries, an innovative project in the Civic Center area featuring unique eateries, shops, and more within repurposed craftsman homes. And they are White Elephant Thai Restaurant, Spotless Burgers and Spotless Ice Cream, Smoke Queen Barbecue, Boba Guys, Eco Now Sustainable Living Products, and Gamecraft Brewing. Congratulations to District 5 Councilmember Stephanie Klopfenstein on this great new Civic Center addition. Stay tuned for Cottage Industries opening announcements coming real soon. Another project recently launched that relies on the community's participation is the Civic Center engagement effort. Members of the community can take part in exploring and providing feedback for improving public amenities in the Civic Center area. That includes replacing the outdated police department facilities. To learn more about this project and provide your ideas, visit ggcity.org/civic-center. Bringing strength, healing, and support to the minds, bodies, and spirits of others has been the work of many in our city. To end this year's program, I'd like to highlight one very special group for which this has been a natural calling.
These 4th through 6th graders at Mitchell Elementary School don't look stressed. But who isn't stressed these days? The students are getting a sneak peek at Misha and Nellie. They're four-legged ambassadors in the new Support Canine program, a partnership between the Garden Grove Police Department and the Garden Grove Unified School District.
This is the perfect time to shine light on this wonderful program, given that May is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Misha, a white golden retriever, was born in Russia and raised in Ukraine of all places. School resource officer Patrick Julian is her handler.
It's not just us going to the schools and, enforcing the law or anything like that. It's more, we're actually there to be a resource for all of you.
Nellie is a 2-year-old English black lab who trained to be a guide dog but shifted careers and now accompanies school resource officer Derek Link.
I say we see about probably 50 to 100 kids a day.
You never know when you might have a great idea that might develop into something.
The idea was actually a brainstorm of Officer Julian's daughter Lily, who also wanted another family dog.
No, just like little things I start to talk about, but I'm really happy this idea went to something good for the community.
I was feeling a bit stressed earlier today, and now I see why an emotional support dog like Misha really calms you down, because I'm feeling a bit right now.
Of course, petting is believing. Ace, Trent, and his classmates have already benefited from spending time with the support canines after the tragic passing of Ace's brother Vincent.
The cat just made me feel happy when I was sad.
Garden Grove's Support Canine program, funded by the John Reynolds Youth Support Canine Foundation, is blazing new trails. Other agencies have inquired about how to get a program like this started. As you could see, Misha and Nellie have a special magnetism and seem to bring joy wherever they go.
They wouldn't come over here if I was by myself.
The kids light up when they see those dogs. They're so excited to see them. They immediately want to go over and pet them.
I don't know how many times already that I've had kids talking to me or they're petting a dog and they're telling me about their rough day they've had and things are happening. And I'm like, this is therapy for that kid right now and it's just making them feel better.
And what was Ace's reaction seeing his classmates with Misha and Nellie?
I thought it was pretty heartwarming, kind of, because they were all happy. And I was still kind of sad. So seeing them happy again would kind of make me happy.
From Garden Grove to Uvalde, Texas, our support canines, Misha and Nellie, along with school resource officers Patrick Julian and Derek Link, have brought amazing joy, comfort, healing, and support to students, educators, families, and so many others. But instead of telling you more, I think they'd rather show you for themselves. On behalf of the City of Garden Grove, thank you all so much for attending. Please feel free to come up and visit with our canine therapy team. Until next year, stay strong, Garden Grove.